Bro, I don't know how these people literally are even allowed to speak, but it's crazy.
And I love Donald Trump. Is he perfect? No. But I love that guy. I love him. And we'll only have one chance at this. We'll never get another president like Donald Trump. Never.
I hope not.
And that's why it's important that we do everything that we can to try to get him reelected. And I love Donald Trump.
Wait, what? He can't get reelected, you old goon. He's literally already been elected twice. So you're talking about doing something completely unconstitutional. Insane, man.
I'm sure many of you have heard already that my good friend Navdeen Kiswani was a victim to a planned terrorist plot to murder her and her family. Forgive me if I'm a bit shaken, as I literally was just with her for an iftar event less than a couple weeks ago. And this terror plot was planned in the pro-Zionist town of Hoboken, New Jersey, which is just 10 minutes from my own home. As many of you know, Navdeen is a prominent New York City-based pro-Palestinian activist that is a strong voice for the Palestinian movement, with an unprecedented ability to organize mass protests. And to Zionists, she is a threat because she speaks the truth.
Imagine that, man. May Allah protect her, but I mean, you know, at this point, it's like, if you're out there in the public space going against these Zios, you have got to invest in some personal protection, whether it's private security, whatever it may be. Please, 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 please do not take your safety lightly, because, I mean, these types of things are happening right here in the United States. We now live in a third world country, guys. It's crazy.
An E3 Sentry has officially been destroyed in combat for the very first time. These pictures just surfaced showing the destroyed plane.
Bro.
It was on the ground at Prince Sultan Air Base when an Iranian ballistic missile and drone attack hit the airport. And as we can see, it's completely destroyed.
We didn't even see anything like this in the Afghan war or the Iraq war. This is what happens when you start a fight with someone who can punch you back.
There are also reports that at least one more E3 was also damaged during these attacks, but that's not confirmed.
And this is not AI. This is actually confirmed. These were all hit by Iranian munitions.
Learn more, I'll make an update.
Crazy. But if you listen to Donald Trump, we're winning. Actually, we won the war already. It's already over.
President Trump's approval numbers are in the basement. They're the lowest that they have been. The entire coalition that put him over the top is falling apart. Joe Rogan's come out against the war. Dave Smith is hardcore against Trump right now, a comic who's brilliant. Theo Vaughn came out against it. He lost comedian Andrew Schultz, on whose podcast he made a lot of friends, a while ago. Sean Ryan has same against it now very strongly. This is a coalition that the young men of America very much listen to. And young people are completely against this war. And it's only older Republicans who support the war. Only.
Yeah, she's not lying. I've talked to a lot of young white Christian conservatives, and they are 100% against Donald Trump. They're not going to vote for any candidate that supports him or this war. And it's not looking good for the future of the Republican Party. I mean, there's going to be hell to pay in the next few years when all of this is said and done. And I can't wait for it. I mean, I hope that I'm around and that I haven't been taken out, but I hope that I'm here to report for you that Donald Trump is getting tried and found guilty of treason against the United States and fraud and embezzlement and all kinds of everything. Stephen Miller, all these guys. I want to see treason charges against every single one of them. And you know what comes with treason. You know what the penalty for that is. So let the heads roll where they may, as it said. Yeah, because they've lost. They have completely lost the agenda here. And I could have told you that. As a matter of fact, I did tell you that. But, unfortunately, I wasn't able to convince 87 million people to not vote for that dude. And, they did. Kamala Harris was definitely not an ideal candidate. And to be honest, I was really mad that they didn't have an open primary and have somebody who was not an open Zionist be the hand-picked Democratic nominee. She was a terrible nominee. She had no chance of winning. And it is all the Democratic establishment fault for the reason why we have Donald Trump, because they refused to have a primary and have somebody that actually would have represented the people.
Iran just bombed 6 American warships. All of them are sinking, and this could be the biggest ever embarrassment to the...
Now, this young guy, his name is Alex Baroncoat. Very good content creator here on Instagram. And yeah, he'd be putting out some hard-hitting news too. I love his stuff. What he's talking about here is the landing crafts that the Marines are going to use to try and take Karg Island. Well, Iran knew exactly what what those boats are for. So instead of waiting for the Marines to land on Karg Island, well, they just took out their Uber driver.
To the US Navy. Iran said, quote, "Our naval forces carried out an attack targeting US and Israeli linked positions in both Kuwait and the UAE." But it gets worse. Also in their statement, Iran announced that they had targeted 6 American LCU warships in the port that they targeted in Kuwait. In fact, these attacks were so big that Iran says 3 of the warships are already sinking and another 3 are burning and on fire and completely out of commission. Something you need to know, though, is that these American warships that have been hit and sunk are actually American LCU warships. That stands for Landing Craft Utility. And
now take a look at that. So you see there, it's got tanks on it. It's got armored vehicles on it, armored Humvees on it. These are the exact ships that would be used on any beach landing, whether it's Karg Island or the mainland of Iran. And Iran just took 6 of them out of commission. We also got news today that the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier is so badly damaged by the kitchen fire that it could be out of service for the next 1 to 2 years. This is a multi-billion-dollar floating city that took years to make, and it goes to its first real battle, and it's already out of commission for the next 12 to 24 months. Taxpayer money not well spent.
We built a great Palestinian police force, and so we have to work it through. And I think that we appointed a new government in Gaza, which also was a...
Wait a minute. What? When did this happen? When did Jared Kushner appoint a new government in Gaza? Like, this is news to me. I've checked everywhere. There is no other recognized government in Gaza other than the H group. That's it. And here this dude is literally sitting here letting this come out of his mouth that he has appointed a new government in Gaza. I bet the people in Gaza are just cheering for this new mystery government that they've never heard of. A bunch of businessmen, by the way.
It's a very interesting experience. All, again, businessmen who are risking their lives.
Businessmen who are risking their lives to be the new government in Gaza. Oh, I bet they're risking their lives from their New York corner offices, from their Tel Aviv offices. They're really going to risk their lives. This dude is such a big joke. If it wasn't for the fact that this dude has so much pull with the president of the United States, and I believe was key and instrumental because he is an Israeli plant, that he got us into a devastating war. I would laugh at how big a joke this dude is if it wasn't for the fact that there are so many dire consequences of him even just breathing the same air as Donald Trump. It's absolutely insane. This is a really interesting thing. So this is a new technology, a video that was released by Iran, that they have the ability now to hunt down and destroy UAVs from Israel and the United States. So it's obviously looks like some kind of a drone here, quadcopter style drone, and it's able to fly fast enough to hit this. And look at that; those are American writing on there. That's the Iran doesn't use those numerals. They write them in the actual Arabic style, even though they are Arabic numerals anyway. But the actual Arabic style. So this may have in fact been some type of UAV from a Ukrainian source or possibly from Israel itself. I don't know if that style being in the U.S. arsenal, but you never know. But they're taking them down and lighting them on fire, and they're crashing to the ground.
So we got 3 breaking stories. I mean, this is big.
It's my boy, shots by Mata.
In the Holy Land,
Ryan Mata.
Occupation forces attacked Palestinian Christians in Jerusalem in front of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre.
Sepulchre, brother. Sepulchre.
At the start of Christian Easter. So now Israelis are banning Christians from even praying at holy sites, and they're attacking.
And this has been going on for a while. The one of the holiest churches in Christianity has been shut down for a while. Christians have not been allowed to hold mass there, etc. Israel is using all kinds of excuses as to why that is so. But Christians, the vast majority of Christians who live in Palestine, occupied Palestine, are of Arab descent. Many of them, the vast majority of them. And so, you get these Christian churches from the West who come over on these tours, and they get this guided tour. But the actual Christians who live there, they are absolutely just as oppressed almost as the Muslim Palestinians. And so all of the Christians who are supporting this is what you're supporting. You're supporting non-Christians attacking Christians and forbidding them to even hold Sunday service in the most holy Christian site. This, by the way, had never happened at all in the entire history of Muslim rule over this land. Not once were Christians ever forbidden from praying in their churches, but it happens every single day now in occupied Palestine. Crazy. Guys, we're talking about literally, hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars in complete wreckage here. This war is not going according to what they thought. Iran was prepared and, defensive. They're striking back.
I think Saudi Arabia
this
became
one's
the best
crazy.
friends of Israel in the world now. The Israelis are very clever. They saw an opportunity. So the Israelis told Saudi Arabia, United States will not protect you from Iran. Look at Obama, what he did to Hosni Mubarak. The Muslims' brother took over in 1 minute. Obama ran to kiss them. So Israel went to Saudi Arabia and said, you have the money, we have everything else. Let's make a partnership. We can help you a lot with technology, security, airplanes, secrets, Mossad intelligence. And if tomorrow you're going to go into a war with Iran, you're going to need us. If not in 1 week, they're going to wipe you out. You cannot go against Iran. Who are you going to count on? On Kuwait? On Bahrain? Who's going to help you? The next thing, Saudi Arabia become the greatest ally with Israel now. Amash every day, business together. That's the reason why many of the Arab countries treat Israel differently now, not like before. Israel attack in different places, they don't make it.
Look at what he says here. Israel attack in different places, they don't make a sound. They're quiet. Quiet.
Beep. Israel attack in different places, they don't make a beep. Because Saudi Arabia, they do a lot of things in the world. They give donations, they cut donations to the Hamas. There's a lot of things that we don't even know. I know some people in the government and in the army, so I know a little bit more than what they publish in the media. A little bit more, not a lot more. Here and there, they tell me some secrets. That Saudis coming to Israel with planes, they meet in government, and they meet in Europe, and they do things together.
Yeah. There you have it. I mean, listen, if you've ever wondered who are the real enemies of Islam, just look at some of the leadership. Just look at them. Look at the things they do. I mean, this dude is literally just telling them. They brag about it. They brag about the fact that they now control Saudi Arabia, the most holiest land in the entire religion of Islam. These guys brag that the leadership there are subservient to Israelis. Crazy.
You don't. And you're disjoined from the audio here, right? Yeah, should be.
So this one's crazy, man. I seen this earlier and I wanted to share it with you guys. This has nothing to do with world politics, but just look at the attitude of this judge. This is a person who sends people to prison, guys. And he probably shouldn't have that authority.
Should be. Let me see. Sorry.
Mariah, did I make this up?
No. 5 seconds. 1 second. You don't have to go far. You're disjoined. Okay. Yeah, you're good. Okay. False alarm.
No, it wasn't a false alarm.
False negative. Sorry.
Don't joke around. I'm serious about this. It was happening. Again.
What? This is the type of dude in school who was picked on and beat on and had his underwear pulled up his bum. And now he's a judge and he is wow. Wow, the dude's just literally trying to help him out and then make a lighthearted joke about it, like, hey, it's not that big a deal, we're ready to go. False alarm, we're good, Judge. And this dude just goes ballistic over this.
I understand. I'm just saying I can't see it, sir.
We're good. Thank you. Get out of my courtroom.
Get out of my courtroom. The dude came to help you.
Find his supervisor.
Find his supervisor.
Sick and tired of this bullshit today.
Wow. This dude needs to not have his job anymore at all. At all. He is a Harris County, Texas judge, Nathan J. Milron of the 215th Civil Court. So I guess he doesn't send people to prison. That's good. Is facing criticism online after circulating social media. This dude should not be a judge. Period. I don't know. What do you guys think? Drop your comments down below and let me know. Finally.
Tens of billions. I met Mr. Toyota.
Here is the liar in chief. Watch this outrageous claim that he just met the founder of Toyota, who has been dead for a few years, 3 years to be exact. But he just met with him and got a $10 billion commitment. Literally, Donald Trump is talking to ghosts.
In Japan, I said, what's your name? He's about 92 years old. Sharp as a tack. What's your name? Toyota.
Toyota.
I said, you're rich.
You're rich.
I said, do you have anything to do with automobiles? Yes. What do you have to do with Toyota? I own it. And I said, well, do you want to make an investment? Yes, we're going to spend $10 billion, spending $10 billion right now on building 5 plants. Everybody is. They're all coming into America. We're going to be hotter than we were. Tens of billions.
What is wrong with this dude? Oh my God. This dude is crazy. He literally just lies every time he opens his mouth. Like nobody knows that the founder of Toyota, who was 92 when he died 3 years ago, and he was actually 97 when he died. Like what is going on here? We live in an absolute comic book reality now with this presidency. And to be honest, guys, I don't know if America is going to survive Donald Trump. I really don't. But if you guys want to stay informed with what's going on, hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything. Share this with everybody who needs to see it and comment down below. We sure love reading your comments. We read as many as we can and respond to as many as we can. And until next time, stay safe, stay free.